In the United States, multinational companies have played a crucial role in the vaccination effort, with Amazon alone committing $2.5 billion in incentives for Americans to get the jab. Now, other multinationals want to do the same right here in Australia and play their part in firing up the vaccine rollout. But they say the Morrison government isn't listening. Rich Hirst is the CEO of Tenfold Australia, an organisation which represents some of these companies willing to lend a hand. He joins me now from Sydney. Hi there, Rich. Good to have you with us. Are multinational companies keen on being part of the vaccine rollout? Do you know firsthand?
100%, Chris. They can't wait for it and will do anything to support. You know, there's two big issues that our multinational clients are talking about. One is the rollout. Two is the narrative around eradication. And obviously the two go hand in hand. We need to make sure that we need to be realistic. Is eradication really possible? And their siblings, their sister companies all around the world aren't focused on that strategy anymore. As you know, the numbers in the UK just yesterday were, I think, about 47,000 people were diagnosed with COVID just yesterday. So very different strategies when you're UK headquartered potentially, or US headquartered. I think 33,000 cases yesterday in the US. So you've got this big mismatch between what's going on overseas and what's going on here in terms of the narrative and what success looks like. And then, of course, you've got the other challenge of the vaccines just not being rolled out fast enough.
So specifically, how did the multinationals play a part in the rollout in the US?
I don't know enough about that detail. I'm sorry, Chris, but certainly there's a willingness.
How would you specifically see, logistically, their role in helping the vaccine rollout? Is it just with their own staff or employees?
Yeah, great call. So, no, there's a real willingness to actually provide it not just for their own staff, but for partners, suppliers, clients as well, and potentially the general public. Yeah, one of the great things about many of the multinationals here is that they've got distribution. They know how to manage supply chains, and they're located all around the country. So if there's an opportunity to leverage their existing infrastructure, we could fast-track the rollout quite significantly.
I cannot believe that you or some of the major multinationals have not been sat down or invited to be part of discussions about how multinationals might help.
Look, I'm sure some of them have been in conversation with the government. Clearly, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, DHL supply chain, they're actively involved right now doing a fantastic job and whatever they can to make this happen. But we're talking about a collective effort that we're really looking at and how we can work together to support each other and the country at large.
So we're talking about, how many multinationals? 200?
Well, we're working directly with over 80 multinationals. They just within those 80 multinationals, they employ around 200,000 employees. But then when you look at their stakeholder groups, how many companies, how many mums and dads, families they're supporting and contributing to, if you start to think about it that way, those 200,000 employees have direct touch points with easily over 1 million, 2 million people, if not many more, around the country.
What are you gleaning from these multinationals? Are they keen on having every single one of their employees take a jab, or are they doing everything they can just to encourage it but not making it mandatory?
This is the challenge. There's a lot of, obviously, legal issues related to this, whether you can mandate the jab. But right now, what they are focused on is incentivising it. So lots of different strategies being adopted, such as providing people with time off, clearly, to get the jab over and above their annual leave and personal leave. One company has gone so far as offering 15 days of additional leave related to COVID, not just to get the jab, but to recover from it. Anything COVID-related, though, is covered by that. And so if they have to take time off for homeschooling, then that is counted. And the companies are trusting their employees to do the right thing. So those sort of incentives, other things like we've got some role modelling by senior leadership is key. Interestingly, we polled our community the other day, and over 50% have had the 2 jabs, and 42% have had 1 jab so far. So they're leading by example, as you'd expect. But, there's just a number of things we can do through role modelling, incentivising, and just making sure that people have no excuses. Some companies are paying for Ubers for people to get to the vaccination centres, for example. So whatever it takes to get their people along and vaccinated.
Wow, that sounds promising. And you've made the pitch. Let's hope the right people are watching. Rich, Hirst, thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure. Thanks so much, Chris. All the best.